Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet a trendy sweater waist. But before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss my future videos. Alright, let's go. For this project, you will need almost 350-gram yarn, and my yarn is 8-ply or double knit yarn, but you can use any kind of yarn that you want. 4.5mm crochet hook, darning needle, and scissors. Okay, here I drew a sweater waist sketch so you can get it easier exactly where to start or what we're gonna do. So this is our front panel sketch and this is our back panel sketch, and these are the parts of our sweater waist. So we're gonna start from this bottom ribbing. To start, make a slip knot, and for making the slip knot, put your yarn on your two fingers like this, then twist it to shape something like a water drop. Then go through the water drop with your two fingers and take out the yarn that is connected to our yarn ball. I'm gonna show you one more time. So after making the slip knot, chain 10, and these chains are the length of our ribbing. So if you want a longer ribbing, you can do more chains. I chain 10 and my ribbing turns out 5 centimeters. Okay, after chaining 10, skip the first chain and start your work from second chain and do single crochet until the end of the row. For doing single crochet, go through the chain, pull up a loop, and we have 2 loops on our hook. Now yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And continue doing it until the end of the row. At the end, we will have 9 single crochet because we skipped the first chain. Okay guys, our first row is done. Now chain 1 and turn your work. In second row, we do single crochet, but this time back loops only. Let me show you with darning needle. So as you see, we have 2 loops on the top of every stitch, and this one is our back loop. So for second row, do single crochet only in the back loop until the end of the row. And from row 3 until row 86, we are gonna continue doing the same thing that we did in the second row. We are gonna do single crochet, back loops only until the end of the row. So every row in the bottom ribbing is counted as a stitch in our sweater waist. So if we have 86 row in our bottom ribbing, it means we have 86 stitch in our sweater waist. So you can add more rows if you want a bigger sweater waist. But I did 86 rows in the bottom ribbing, and my sweater turns out 60 centimeter. So you can just measure it in a sweater that you already have and just see that if it's enough or not. So if the sweater that you want is a bigger than 60 centimeter, you can add more rows. Okay, our bottom ribbing is done, and now we are gonna crochet this part of our sweater. That is the body or the side seam of our sweater waist. And for doing that, we are gonna half double crochet in the top of each row that we had in the bottom ribbing. For doing the half double crochet, we are gonna yarn over and go through the top of one row, pull up a loop, and we have 3 loops on our hook. Now yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Continue doing this until the end of the row, and at the end we should have 86 half double crochet. We should have the same amount of rows that we did in the bottom ribbing. So if for you it's like 90 or even 100, the amount of stitches in half double crochet should be the same as the amount of rows. So continue doing half double crochet, and I'm gonna do it off the camera so the video shouldn't be so long, and I will be seeing you when you reach the end. Okay guys, we reached the end, and at the end count it one more time to make sure you have 86 stitches, and I counted already, and now we're gonna chain 1 and turn our work. And for the second row until row 40, we are gonna do half double crochet until the end of the row, chain 1, turn your work, and half double crochet again until the end of the row. So continue doing these half double crochet rows until you reach row 40. I will be seeing you when you reach row 40. Okay, our row 40 is done. Now in the row 41, do half double crochet decrease in the first and last 2 stitches. For doing that, yarn over, go through the first stitch, pull up a loop like a normal half double crochet, then go through the next stitch and pull up a loop again. Now we have 4 loops on our hook. So yarn over again and pull through all 4 loops. Okay, our first half double crochet decrease is done. Now do half double crochet normally until we reach 2 last stitches. So I will meet you back when you reach 2 last stitches. We reach 2 last stitches. Now do 1 more half double crochet decrease. Okay, our row 41 is done. Now in the row 42, do exactly the same thing that we did in the previous row. Do 1 half double crochet decrease in the first stitch and in the last stitch. So I will meet you back in row 43. Okay, our row 42 is done, and for the row 43, we're gonna shape the armhole and the v-neck in the same time. So we're gonna have double crochet decrease in the beginning as we did in the 2 previous row, and after that we're gonna have double crochet normally until we reach the middle stage. So in total I had 86 stitches, and I did 2 decreases in the 41 row and 2 decreases in the 42 row. So if we have 86 row, we minus 4 stitches from that because we decreased, and now we have 82 rows. And if we divide our 42 rows into 2, we will have 41 stitches in one side of our v-neck and 41 stitches in the one side. So if you have like 100, you just minus 4 stitches and divide that into 2. Okay, so half double crochet until you reach 41 stitch or the middle one. Okay, I just did 39 stitches, and this is the 40 stitch and this is the 41 stitch, and now we're gonna do half double crochet decrease one more time in here. Okay, we reached the end of row 45, so decrease one more time, chain 1 and turn your work. And for the row 46, we are gonna decrease in the v-neck, but we are not gonna decrease in our armhole. So just now decrease at the beginning of the row and continue doing half double crochet until the end of the row. Don't decrease at the end of the row 46. Okay guys, we reached the end of row 46. Now chain 1 and turn your work. And for the row 47 until you reach 60 row, we're gonna continue exactly the same thing that we did in the row 46. We're gonna half double crochet, decrease just in the v-neck, and half double crochet normally in the armhole. Okay, our row 60 is done. Now fasten off the yarn with a long tail. Okay, and as you see, our right shoulder or our right side of our project is done. And now we're gonna crochet the left shoulder of our sweater waist. And for doing that, attach your yarn in here. And we're gonna continue doing exactly the same thing that we did from row 43 until row 60. So I'm not gonna show you again because I already showed you. So if you're confused, you can replay from row 43. That's exactly what we did until row 60 and do the same thing. And I will meet you back when you're done. Okay, our left side is also done. Now fasten off the yarn with a long tail. Okay guys, our front panel is done. And now we're gonna crochet the back panel. In the back panel, we do exactly the same thing. So we start with bottom ribbing and do 10 chains. And then 36 rows of single crochet back loop only. After ribbing, do 40 rows of half double crochet for side seam. Do 5 rows of decreasing for armhole. But the only difference between front and back panel is that we don't crochet neckline or v-neck in back panel, and just ignore the v-neck decreases. So I already did my back panel, the same amount of chains, the same amount of rows in the ribbing, and the same amount of rows in the side seam, and 5 rows of armhole decreasing. And from row 46 until row 60, just do normal half double crochet rows. Okay, do your back panel and then come back to the video. Okay, when your back panel is done, now we're gonna join the back panel to our front panel. So we are gonna start by joining the shoulder seams together by using darning needle and this tail from before. So just take the tail, insert it through your needle, and just normally sew them together, one stitch from back panel to the one stitch from our front panel, like this, until our shoulder is completely joined together. Okay, we reached the end, and now we are gonna weave in into the stitches and cut the yarn. Okay guys, we just joined our right shoulder seam, and now we are gonna join the left shoulder seam exactly in the same way by using darning needle and this tail from before. Okay, our joining the shoulder seams are done. Now we're gonna join the side seams together by using this tail from our slip knot. But if your slip knot tail is not very long, you can add another yarn from your yarn ball. But I'm gonna use my slip knot tail. So insert it through your needle and just normally start joining them from bottom ribbing. So one single crochet from one side to another single crochet from other side, and continue doing this until you reach the armhole and your side seam is done. Okay, joining right side seam is done. Now we're gonna weave in into the stitches and cut the yarn. After that, we join the left side seam exactly in the same way by using darning needle and the tail from our slip knot. So do it, then I will meet you back. At the end, we crochet the neckline ribbing. We crochet that from our right side. So this side that we join the shoulder and side seam together is our wrong side. So now flip your work to the right side of our project and then attach your yarn anywhere of the neckline that you want. Then chain 5. I chain 5, but this is just the length of our ribbing, so you can chain more. Then skip the first chain and start your work from the second chain and do single crochet until the end of the row. And we will have 4 single crochet. Then slip stitch into 2 next stitches. Then chain 1, turn your work and skip the first 2 slip stitches and then do a single crochet back loop only until the end of the row. So for the second row, we also have 4 single crochets. And at the end of the row, chain 1, turn your work again, and repeat the same process until the end of our neckline. So do single crochet back loops only, then 2 slip stitch into the 2 next stitches. And I will meet you back when you're done. And at the end, fasten off the yarn with almost a long tail. Then we are gonna join the first and the last rows together by using darning needle and the tail from before. So just insert it through your needle and joining them together. And at the end weave in into the stitches and cut the tail. Okay guys, our waist is done, but at the end don't forget to weave in all the remaining tails and cut them. Okay guys, our sweater waist is done, and if you found my video helpful, don't forget to like, and if you have any question you can ask me in the comments. Thanks for watching my video. Bye.